The notion that Jesus wants individuals to be wealthy may seem contradictory to the traditional understanding of Christian values, which often emphasizes humility, simplicity, and detachment from worldly possessions. However, a closer examination of biblical teachings in the life of Jesus reveals that he indeed desires for his followers to experience abundance and prosperity, not just spiritually, but also financially. In the Gospel of John, Jesus states, again, that they may have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. This verse suggests that Jesus' mission is not only to provide spiritual salvation, but also to ensure that his followers experience a rich and fulfilling life. The Greek word perissos, used in this verse, implies a life that is overflowing with goodness, joy, and prosperity. Jesus' promise of abundant life is not limited to spiritual blessings, but encompasses all aspects of life, including financial prosperity. The Bible also teaches that God is a generous and loving Father who desires to bless his children. In the book of Psalms, it is written, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." Proverbs 10:22. This verse indicates that God's blessings are not limited to spiritual experiences, but also include material prosperity. The absence of sorrow associated with God's blessings implies that financial wealth, when acquired through righteous means, can bring joy and satisfaction without the negative consequences often linked with earthly riches. Moreover, the Bible provides numerous examples of faithful individuals who experienced financial prosperity as a result of their obedience to God's principles. The story of Abraham, for instance, shows how his faithfulness and trust in God led to tremendous wealth and influence. Genesis 12:25. Similarly, the book of Proverbs offers practical wisdom on how to manage finances, invest wisely, and cultivate the habits necessary for achieving financial success. Proverbs 10:5-13-11-22-1. Jesus' teachings on wealth and material possessions are often misunderstood as advocating for poverty and simplicity. However, a closer examination of his words reveals that he is more concerned with the motivations and attitudes behind one's pursuit of wealth. In the parable of the rich young ruler, Jesus does not condemn the young man's wealth, but rather his attachment to it. Mark 10:17-31. The issue is not the possession of wealth itself, but the priorities and values that guide one's life. In fact, Jesus teaches that his followers can use their wealth and resources to advance the kingdom of God and bless others. The parable of the talents, for example, encourages believers to invest their resources wisely and use them to serve others. Matthew 25:14-30. This teaching suggests that wealth, when stewarded responsibly, can be a powerful tool for spreading the gospel, supporting those in need, and building strong communities. Ultimately, the idea that Jesus wants individuals to be wealthy is rooted in his desire for his followers to experience the fullness of life and to live out their purpose with abundance and joy. Financial prosperity, when pursued with the right motivations and values, can provide the freedom and resources necessary to serve others, pursue one's passions, and fulfill one's calling. As Christians, we are called to be good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to us, using them to bless others and advance the kingdom of God. By embracing this perspective, we can break free from the false dichotomy between spiritual and material prosperity and instead pursue a life of abundant living that honors God and benefits others.